Ooh, sounds cool. Well, I use this program. It's called Effects Lab Pro. Kind of expensive. If you get it, you'll love it. But I will suggest, and this is something I learned the hard way, the next film we do is going to be, like I said before, in high definition, because the effects work out a lot better when they're matched up with the film. This creates effects in HD, and you'll see here in a minute, I had to dumb down the effects to kind of match the quality of the video. And this is a little before and after shot here of Alicia, what it looked like as she was, well, the explosion took place there, obviously. We did a lot of, now this is the before and after putting the filters in, because this is how light it was in the house when we filmed it, and down below you see what it looks like. It's not actually the footage, but you get an idea of how much filtering had to be done to make it look creepy and dark on the inside of the house.
Actually, this was the beginning scene for when the demon cat is summoned. You just take 3 average people, stick them around a box, add a torrent of arcane energy, and this is what you get.
Oh, don't forget these small nuclear explosions. And they're all blown away. And this again is another example of how light it was when we filmed this. Had to put a lot of filtering through it to make it look as if they're actually inside of a dark teepee talking to each other. But I love the final effect. These were some of the effects I really liked, because we did a couple day for night scenes too. You'll see here in a minute when the glasses are knocked off from Ian's face, Bruce's face right here, by the cat creature. In the film it looks as if it's happening at night. Well, that's the actual footage that you saw right there. Physical and makeup effects, we're going to let them, well, not all speak for themselves. This was horrible. As you can see here, it says the shot was not used in the final film because it sucked.
It actually looked like we were, you know, trying to dissect like a crash test dummy or something. I mean, it just, the knife wouldn't cut right, so it didn't look like a true murder.
Well, the body's not. So I knew from the start that I'd probably have to do that with a keyframe animation, which I ended up doing. When the dog gets run over at the beginning of the film, this was our first test with the bunny rabbit. And no, it's not a real bunny rabbit. It looks real, but it isn't. The only reason I didn't use it, because when the tire runs over it, right there, you see the thread in the plastic bag, which was holding all the guts, came jumping out of the back of it into the image. So that's the only reason I couldn't use that shot. And we're going to let these pretty much speak for themselves. All physical makeup effects, of course.
Oh, now the other side? No.
Okay, now really shoot the pants. Whoa!
He's looking more zombified.
For all intents and purposes, he was kind of a little squeamish during this part, but you know, it's not every day that you get, you know, get to look like you just came out of a truck wreck.
Probably not for long. Face me now.
We were considering painting little hearts and rainbows all over his face and filming it like that and not telling him until the final footage, but we figured we better not. That was the effect where his fingers appeared to have been chopped off by his own hatchet as he laid on the ground. Green screen on his foot, green material to kind of chrome his foot out of the image later.
Now, for this entire day, it was actually raining while we were doing this, so we had a tarp over the whole thing. And the biggest problem was, you know, trying to keep him dry, because if for any reason he got wet, all that stuff would have just washed right off, and we'd have had to start all over again.
And I weren't about to do that. It took about an hour to get him like that. Adding the final effects. Now, when you see in the film the little bit of gore that comes spewing out of the back of his head, I can't remember who it was, myself or Ian or Randy or somebody was off in the side. It was me? Okay. I was blowing into a tube. Brains! Brains! And the tube was full of all kinds of gunk and it comes spewing out. So that let me add a little bit right here because we're coming close quickly to the end of our little fiasco. We're going to have some deleted scenes here. We'll talk about those in a minute. But I will say something for Headrush Films. Now, we did, as we said in the video, we don't have any delusions of grandeur